Terrorism is defined as the use of violence and threats to intimidate or coerce for political purposes. By providing terrorists with exposure on the news, the media portrays these awful people as celebrities. They are recognized for their terrifying actions, and the public eats it up and gives the terrorists exactly what they want, which is a chance to shine in the public eye. It is unsure if these terrorists are working towards a political goal or if they just want to be in the limelight. Between November 26th and 29th in 2008, hundreds of people were killed in Mumbai, India during an attack. After the attack, the news about the event started to spread fast. The media wanted to jump on the coverage before other news groups could. Horrifying images were shown of pools of blood left from the dead and injured within minutes. Many questions were left unanswered before the footage was aired. The media didn't know anything about the terrorists or their goals. It turns out that the quick and hasty reporting of the news might have played a big part in making this attack bigger than it is. The terrorists' willingness to show their face on TV suggests that they wanted to gain celebrity status. These attackers did not belong to any recognized terrorist organization, even though they were committing terrorist-like actions. The Mumbai attacks were the cause for the creation of the phrase celebrity terrorism. This is because the media was eager to put these people in the spotlight. The main ethical dilemma in this case is the media's portrayal of the individuals as terrorists in the news, and their excessive coverage that gives them celebrity status. The Potter Box, developed by Ralph Potter, is a decision-making model that will be used to evaluate our case study. This model helps isolate the morally significant factors involved in a case. The Potter Box separates these factors into 4 different boxes. The first group of factors that are determined are the facts. In this group, everything that is involved in the case and the circumstances surrounding the case are written in the first box. The second box is reserved for values. Values are the factors in which the reporter works by. Things such as truth, credibility, and privacy versus the public's right to know could be located here. The third box in the model contains principles that could have fueled the creation of the story. Reporters vary with the ways they go about reporting certain stories because of the different principles they believe in. The last box in the Potter Box model contains the loyalties of the journalist. Loyalties of a journalist can influence changes in a story because of the stronger loyalty they may have for their boss over truth-telling or vice versa. We decided to use the Potter Box to analyze the ethical issues of our case.
In the case concerning the celebrity terrorism, first we must look at the facts. Attacks were captured on CCTV and the story received a saturation of coverage. Within minutes, these images were broadcasted showing the harrowing scenes of pools of blood where people had died or been injured, hotels ablaze, Indian Army snipers firing at distant targets, and CCTV images of the attackers. Hostages and survivors stated that certain nationalities were being taken away for execution. The report reached all levels of society, internationally, regionally, and nationally in India. Civilians who were unarmed were the people being attacked. They were a made-up group of terrorists. The people that carried the attack got more coverage than the impact of the attack. After checking out the facts, we must look at the values of the media professionals. One thing the media professionals valued the most was narrative fidelity, which is the issue of automatically believing certain things about a story, regardless of its veracity, because it meets prearranged notions of how the world works. The media professionals jumped to conclusions because, according to their preconceived ideas, any foreign acts of violence must be terrorism. They acted solely on their gut reactions and delivered a story without pause for consideration that was ultimately not true. The Mumbai attackers were acting without any political cause and purely to gain publicity and notoriety. Some other values that journalists consider are informing the public, reporting truthfully, covering action-filled news that deals with conflict, meeting deadlines, market competition involving getting the scoop first, good ratings, which would equal better revenue, covering a story with legs so that you can have follow-ups and continued coverage, and providing coverage for the 24/7 news cycle. For the next section of the Potter Box, which is principles, we will examine two ethical principles in relation to the case: Kant's second formulation of the categorical imperative and Aristotle's golden mean. Kant's second formulation of the categorical imperative states, "Act in such a way that you treat humanity, whether in your own person or in the person of any other, always at the same time as an end and never merely as a means to an end." In applying this principle to our case, we found that it has been breached by both the media and the terrorists. Each side uses the other as an instrument to reach their own specific ends. The people without a cause committing terrorist acts for publicity purposes use the media to reach a kind of celebrity status. When the media hastily publicizes this footage, they grant the terrorists what they want and essentially become accomplices to their violent acts. Similarly, the terrorists provide instrumental value to the media, who use their footage for high ratings, breaking footage, and conflict-ridden material to fill the 24/7 news cycle. By using each other in this way, the media and the terrorists are only focusing on their own ends and sidestepping the concern for the victims of their actions, which in this case would be the people harmed in terrorist attacks and the fear-stricken public. Aristotle's golden mean is an ethical principle that arrives at the virtue that lies at the point between two extremes. This point of virtue can change as certain extremes are ruled out and shift within the process. For this case, one extreme would be not publicizing the terrorist information at all, and the other extreme would be doing what the media actually did: report the story in a hasty manner before all information was thoroughly researched and verified. Between these two extremes lies the golden mean, which would be checking all of the facts before running the story and making sure that what is used is all absolutely true and only that which is necessary to inform the public. Anything beyond the necessity would be providing the terrorists with the public celebrity status which they are seeking. The last section of the Potter Box is loyalties. For media professionals, truth is often considered the number one loyalty. The first rule in the Society of Professional Journalists' Code of Ethics, after all, is seek truth and report it. Other loyalties include the public, employers, colleagues, the profession, self, sources, advertisers, and stockholders. These loyalties often conflict, but in the end, a media professional must be loyal to that which is most pressing on his or her conscience. In the Mumbia attack case, the media professionals did not uphold their loyalty to the truth by delivering a story without checking the facts. They could have done this for many reasons, including a desire to have the story first and acting in accord with their narrative fidelity. In any case, their failure to uphold truth also caused an infringement of loyalty to the public, who received information that was not completely true, thus creating a warped public perception.
After researching this case, we have come to the conclusion that the media outlets acted unprofessionally because they delivered a news story that wasn't completely truthful. They needed to research the information to find out if it truly was a terrorist attack. By not doing so, they instilled unnecessary fear within the public and fulfilled the terrorists' desires. The media need the terrorists, and the terrorists need the media.
Only the media can create celebrity terrorists.